1094. 30-06 John here, and today what we're going to be doing is talking about and reloading some mid-range 44 Magnum loads. So keep on watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Most of the time when I'm camping, I carry my 4-inch 44 Magnum here. Usually I have these heavy bear loads. This is a 300 grain XTP. This is a 325 grain hard cast lead. But a lot of times you don't need that much power. There are a lot of recoil, muzzle blast. And sometimes you just want to shoot a mid-range load. You don't want to shoot a real mild, like a cowboy action load, but you want a load that has enough power to get the job done, but you don't need all the muzzle blast and recoil. A lot of 44 Magnum loads loaded to full power, they use powders like Hodgdon H110, Winchester 296, Hodgdon Little Gun, something like that. A problem with a lot of those powders is that they have to run at pretty much full case capacity. At some point, when you're running at a much reduced case capacity, they don't work that well. They're finicky. You might get a delayed ignition, like a split second. I've seen that with H110. So it's best to use some different powders. Now the classic powder for running mid-range 44 Magnum loads, and it's a very useful powder, is Alliant Unique. Sometimes that powder is a little bit hard to find. The three powders that we'll be trying today: Hodgdon HP38, same as Winchester 231. Alliant BE86. This is a little bit faster burning than Power Pistol. It also has a flash suppressant in it. And we'll be using a Hodgdon Longshot. I've used this in a couple of different calibers. It actually works pretty good using 10 mil. So we'll try it here in 44 mag. The bullets we'll be using today are these Oregon Trail Laser Cast 240 grain hard cast lead, and we're using CCI large pistol primers, not Magnum pistol primers. The die set I'm using is a RCBS die set with a Lee Collet factory crimp die. Here's a couple of the loaded rounds. Let's finish up and head to the range. This is 240 grain hard cast lead with 10.5 grains of Longshot. $11.34. That's snappy. $11.06. It's actually a little bit more powerful than I wanted. $11.79. Since it's so windy out here, I'm going to shoot from a rested position. It was pretty cold and windy at the range today, so I was shooting from the bench. Let's see how I did. So my first target, 7 yards. I used my Ruger Red Hawk 44 Magnum 4-inch barrel, 240 grain Oregon Trail hardcast lead, 8.2 grains of HP 38, CCI large pistol primer. All these loads were crimped in the crimping cannula on the bullet. Shot okay. That's 5 shots, 1 5/8 inch. My average velocity is 1,020 feet per second. This load seemed to shoot pretty good. It's actually almost a little bit faster than I want it to be. If I had to do it over again, I'd just knock that down to 8.0 or 7.8 grains. Here's my next target. Everything's the same except I was using 8.3 grains of BE86 powder. 5 shots, 1 5/8 inch group. That's okay. On all these targets, I was holding right here. My front sight was right at the bottom of the orange dot. That's a 6 o'clock hold. That gun's actually sighted for my heavier barrel loads, and they shoot a little bit higher. My average velocity for this load was 964 feet per second. This load here is actually the velocity I'm looking for, between 950 and 1,000 feet per second. That was a very nice shooting load right there. My final target, I used 10.5 grains of Longshot powder. Maybe I was just getting used to shooting from the bench. Maybe I was just concentrating harder, but I shot a pretty tight group here. 1 1/4 inches for 5 shots. My velocity was actually a little bit higher than I wanted. It's a 1,106 feet per second. I actually want that right around 1,000 or just below 1,000. So if I had to do this load over again, I'd knock half a grain off that. Try 10.0 grains. Still a nice shooting load. All 3 of these loads, they had a significantly less recoil muzzle blast than full power loads. They're much more comfortable to shoot. If you need a full power load, then load and carry that. But if you don't, then a mid-range 44 Magnum load makes a lot of sense. Anyhow, that's all that I have. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Everyone stay safe and have a nice day.